guys, welcome back to my channel. It has been a minute since I have filmed anything, and I have a good reason. I have a lot of stuff going on in my personal life right now. I am going through a breakup, I'm in the middle of moving, and I'm starting a new job. So honestly just haven't had time to pick up the camera and film, let alone edit or do anything like that. I hope that once I get everything moved and I get settled in and into a routine that I will be able to upload a little bit more consistently. Just wanted to kind of fill you guys in case you were wondering where I have been. I thought that for today's video I would do something a little bit different. I wanted to share a little story time with you guys. This is a story that I've been wanting to talk about for a while now. I hadn't been able to talk about it because all of the footage that I have from this experience was on my old iPhone, and I started having issues with it about a little over a year ago. I wasn't able to get it to hold charge, and then one day it finally just died and would not turn back on. When I was in the process of getting my stuff ready to move, I found the phone and I thought, you know what, why don't I just put it on charge and just see what happens. She turned on. So I took those photos, took those videos, put it on my Google Drive, and now I have them. So I am gonna share this story with you guys. Probably one of the craziest experiences that I've ever had. I'm a pretty skeptical person when it comes to things paranormal. However, this experience, I don't know how you could explain it away. That's all I'm gonna say. So yeah, if you are interested in hearing the story about how I stayed in a haunted house, more than once I might add, then just go ahead and keep watching. So to tell this story, I do have to preface a little bit. So we have to go back in time to kind of explain how I ended up in this house in the first place. I was growing up, I had a neighbor who lived across the street from me, and she was a really close family friend. We'll call her Sally. And she is somebody who I've always been really close with all through my entire childhood. Sally lived across the street from me from the time that I was in elementary school all the way up until I went to college. Around the time that I graduated from high school and I went to college, Sally and her husband both moved from the house that was across the street from me, and they moved into a house that was in another town. I still saw her pretty regularly, and we were still able to hang out and stuff. She didn't move super far away. This house was definitely older. It kind of gave off those typical Conjuring vibe, creaky wooden floors, creepy little basement, but it was a beautiful house. It had a lot of character. One of the things I always felt like when I went to this house was just this intense, just uncomfortable aura that it gave off. Something about it that was just very unsettling. Sally was the same way. She was like, I get these uncomfortable vibes, I get these weird feelings, but it is what it is. I bought this house, I live in this house, and we're just gonna have to deal with it. So as far as actual experiences that happened in the house up until this point, Sally would occasionally say that she would see things in the corner of her eyes, or a light flicker here and there. Nothing crazy. For myself, the only experience that I ever had up until this point in the house was one thing that happened. Her husband actually worked out of town a lot, so a lot of the times when Sally was staying in the house alone, she would ask me to come over and stay with her because she didn't like being in the house by herself. It was one of those nights I was staying with her, and we were both downstairs. For me? Just hanging out in her living room. I was on her computer, and she decided that she was gonna go ahead and go to bed, and I was gonna stay up for a little bit. I stayed up probably for another maybe hour and a half. When I was finished and ready to go to bed, I turned off all the lights downstairs, turned off the computer, and I went upstairs to go and brush my teeth and just get myself ready for bed. I come out of the bathroom and the light is on downstairs. And I thought, wow, that's really weird, because I distinctly remember I had just turned the light off when I came upstairs. And the first thing that I thought to myself was, oh, maybe Sally got up and, she went downstairs to do something. However, I go into Sally's bedroom and she is sound asleep. She is out like a light. She did not get up. She did not go downstairs. She did not turn any lights on. So, and there was nobody else in the house other than the two of us. And also, you cannot turn the living room lights on from the upstairs. I couldn't have accidentally turned them on because there's no way for me to physically turn a switch. It's just a super creepy thing that happened that I was just like, so yeah, first few years in this house, nothing super crazy happening up until this point. Now fast forward a few years, and unfortunately there was a horrible tragedy. Sally's husband actually passed away. This was a sudden death. It was something that was completely unexpected. It was just a very sad and just horrible experience. Now I should mention at this point, I actually had moved in between the time that I was telling you about the experience with the light switch and then Sally's husband passing away. So I ended up actually moving and going to college. I spent 2 years at a community college in the state that I live in, and then I actually finished college out of state. Now, unfortunately, when Sally's husband passed away, this was right at the start of the school year for me. So I really didn't get to see her other than, you know, taking time off for school to go to the funeral and everything. I told Sally that, you know, I'll see you when I have some free time. So I actually think so Sally's husband passed away in August. This was this was a few years back, but it was in August. And I did not actually go and spend the night and like have a visit with Sally until I want to say it was like February of the following year. This was the first time that I had been in Sally's house since her husband passed away, other than going to her house for the viewing and whatnot after, you know, the funeral, or not the viewing. What is it that you have? Like, you know, where you go to somebody's house after somebody passes away? I don't know. I'm not sure what that's called. I wasn't exactly sure what to expect. One thing I noticed immediately as soon as I went inside was how different the energy was. I said in the beginning how the house always just gave off these real uncomfortable vibes and how it was just always very unsettling. The minute that I walked into this house, I don't even know how to explain it other than I just felt safe. It felt warm, it felt inviting, and it felt comforting. It was so weird. I was like, is this even the same home? Like, this place feels so inviting. So I'm sitting down talking with Sally and we're kind of just catching up. Obviously, you know, things are different now. It's like, nobody believes me. Everybody thinks that I'm crazy, but she's like, I am telling you, something's going on. Like, there's just something weird is happening in this house. This was probably around like maybe, I don't know, 8 or 9 o'clock at night. She's sitting on her front porch talking on the phone. She noticed that her front porch lights were just shining erratically, like just flashing like crazy. She was like, it was like somebody took the light switch and they were just flipping it on and off, on and off, on and off, on and off, and then it just stopped. And she was like, ever since then, she said, it just will happen randomly. She's like, I'll be in my office, or I'm in the living room, or if I'm outside, the lights will turn on and off, on and off, on and off. The strange thing is that it will only happen in rooms that she is in. Obviously say that it could be an electrical issue or something with the lighting, the wiring and whatnot, but it is strange that it would only happen coincidentally, you know, when she is in those rooms. And sure enough, while we're sitting there talking, the lights in the room. I was actually able to get footage of this, so I will go ahead and insert the clip here. That's so crazy. You can't get it to stop? No. Like, it'll just stop whenever it feels like it. It lasted for approximately like, I want to say maybe like 15 seconds, and then it just stopped. Super weird. Yeah, so really strange that we were just talking about that and then it happened to do it. Angle is different now. My camera died, so I had to charge it, but I'm back now. Okay, so I think I left off. I was saying that the lights, when I was talking to Sally about the experience she had with the lights going on and off, that it started to do it when we were in the room. So yeah, that was crazy. This would continue to happen. Now, some of the videos that I have are videos of where it happened when I was visiting her, and a few of the videos are actually clips that Sally took. So I'm gonna go ahead and insert some clips here. Oh my god.
Okay.
So yeah, just some super weird things going on with the lights. Again, it could all just be a big coincidence that, you know, maybe she's having some electrical issues or maybe something with the wiring, but I just think that it is so strange that she's having these issues. So another thing that we also noticed that was happening, which was a little bit strange, was that there would be some issues with interference on the television. So I only was able to capture a little bit of this clip because the other few times that it happened, I didn't have my phone with me, but I was able to actually get a little bit of footage of this, like pixelated things. I'll just insert a clip for you to see because it's easier to show you than to explain it.
Probably like saying hi. Sure to take your picture.
Yeah, just another thing that is super strange, but I mean, I guess it could be explained. I don't know. After a while of just like these weird things happening on and off, Sally decided that she was going to take it upon herself to put a motion sensor camera in her stairwell. I don't know if she did this just because she was curious. She kind of just wanted to see like if she could capture anything, just mainly out of like curiosity. Y'all, this photo is not photoshopped. It is not altered, nothing. It says that this photo was taken after she had already left for work, and this was what it captured. You have to take it for what it is, but I trust this person as a valid, you know, source of information. I believe this is a 100% real photo that wasn't edited or altered in any way, but you can feel free to think whatever you'd like. So since that photo was taken, honestly, I've stayed with Sally a few times and haven't really noticed anything too crazy going on. The majority of the activity was probably for around a year after her husband passed away, and then over the years it seems to have progressively kind of died down. Now, the last thing that happened when I stayed with Sally, this was, I want to say probably about a year ago. Sally's granddaughter came up to me and she had Sally's phone, and she says, "Oh, let's play this game. I love playing this game." And it was one of those apps that are basically like open it up and it'll show you like if there's a ghost in the room or something, or you can like use it to like communicate with spirits. I don't know. She just had it on the phone. She opens up the phone and she's like, okay, like there's no ghost in here. And we're like going room to room looking for, you know, a ghost. So we go into the living room and it shows that there's a ghost in there. A ghost. And there's just this little circle, and we're sitting there and we're like looking at this little like radar screen. It tells you the ghost's name. And y'all, this ghost's name was James, which just so happens to be the name of Sally's husband who passed away. Could just be a coincidence, maybe, maybe not. So yeah, that is the story time of my experience staying in a haunted house. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Yeah, I would love to know what you guys think. Do you believe in ghosts? Do you think that things can just be a big coincidence? Do you have any experiences with like some unexplainable stuff that's happened in your life? Definitely let me know. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.